Hi, my name is Jason Phillips. I'm the very proud principal of Dr. Camille Castile High School in the Chandler Unified School District. I appreciate that some of our families cannot attend our junior high parent meeting because of busy lives, so we wanted to make sure that we provided this information through an electronic medium so that every family in Castile can get the information that they need. Again, my name is Jason Phillips. I am the principal. Elise Tolbert is my curriculum AP. Ryan Reidenhauer is our assistant principal and athletic director for the high school. Ashley French is an assistant principal. She oversees a lot of the programs we run here, including English Language Arts. Ron Tanner is our dean of students. He oversees 8th grade, and he's also the East Valley Conference athletic director. And then Janine Scarangelli is a dean of students, and she oversees our 7th grade. I am, a little bit about me, I have been in public education for 22 years. I'm starting my 23rd year in education. I've taught for 11 years everything from science, primarily science, gifted science, social studies, reading, leadership, student council, photography, tennis. I've coached everything from soccer to cross country and track and field. I've gotten all my degrees from NAU, including a master's in elementary education, and then another master's program for educational leadership through NAU. I'm currently working on my doctoral program of ed leadership through NAU as well. The two photos I've added there, my family in the upper right, my son Jackson, he is a Fulton Fire, very excited about the possibility of becoming a Colt next year. My wife Jenna works in the district who is an instructional specialist, and then my daughter Tanner, who attends Perry and is their senior body president in student council, and we're very proud of her. The other family I included is my ed leadership team, which I have spent a lot of time with in our doctoral program as we study for comps and dissertation. I have served in Chandler Unified for 11 years as an administrator, whether it be through the instructional specialist role, dean of students, athletic director, junior high assistant principal, high school assistant principal, and now at Castile as the high school principal of Castile High School. There are 3 people I think that you should know to make sure that you can get the most out of your experience at Dr. Castile High School. That's Kara Wilson. She's my admin assistant. She was one of the very first hires. She's been here since day one, since the school wasn't even built. It was just on blueprints, and she is a great way to, if you need to see me, Kara Wilson's a great person that can help expedite that. Vanessa Kowalski is somebody who has more institutional knowledge and how things work than I am, and I'm very blessed to have her on our team. And then finally, Jen Pugh is in charge of athletics. She's the person who gets all the paperwork and makes sure students can try out for tryouts and have all of that paperwork. So Jen is probably, if you have somebody who wants to play athletics in your world, Jen is definitely somebody that you're going to want to connect with. Our counseling program for the 7-12 school is broken up into 2 divisions. The first one is 7-8-9. We have 4 counselors. Len Liebner is A through ER. Christy Quinico is ES through LAN. Tracy McMahon is LAR through RI, and then Carrie Shropshire is RO through Z. They are highly connected through social media, both through Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. They have amazing resources on those pages, and I highly recommend that if your son or daughter might be struggling or you need extra assistance for anything, please reach out to our counseling department. They're a great first step to making sure your students are successful. The vision and mission of Castile High, our mission is to ensure that students are learning for all learners. We want to make sure that every student has the ability to learn. And then our vision was to create a growth mindset environment that promotes integrity, creativity, and collaboration. The campus will focus on developing students of courage that challenge their limits, demonstrate character by putting service above self, and have commitment to their family, faith, and future. And we really do believe in this growth, the concept of a growth mindset. That's the ability that you are going to make mistakes, and how do you make sure that we have students who pick themselves up, they ask for help so that they grow from that experience. We also have a lot of things in place that will ensure that if a student does fall down, it doesn't hurt them academically. They have an opportunity to regain their footing. So again, in that mission statement, the key word there is grade level or above. We want all students to try to take a grade level or above. We use the word think for tenacity, high expectations, integrity, no excuses, and to be kind. Kindness matters. And those high expectations are for all students. Our vision, we use our 3 characters for courage, character, and commitment. Courage is that willingness to take risks that we talked about, to fail, and then if you do fail, how do you talk to your teacher? How do you make sure that you connect with them so that you can pick yourself up and keep going? Character, service to self above others, and integrity. We have something called the 5.5 PEN service PIN, and those are for students who earn 5.5 hours of community service. It's part of our Plavani pins, which many of the buildings at Castile are named after members of CUSD who helped Dr. Castile in her time as a superintendent. And then commitment is that idea of being purposeful in your actions towards it and keeping it as a priority. It's about making sure that you keep your long-term goals, and how do we make sure that students are committed to what they need to do. So unlike the elementary school, the junior high school setting can be a little bit different for a number of reasons. One, they're going to have 6 different teachers. They're going to learn 6 different ways in which the teacher organizes their room. We follow a high school schedule. Each student will have 2 courses, elective courses daily, which is nice. And the use of student agendas are going to be key. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes more in depth. It's a larger school environment probably than their elementary school. And then finally, we have midterms and finals. So the idea that we have our students on a high school schedule and we run midterms and finals helps us ensure that we have students, give the students the opportunity to practice, take risks, in the junior high setting, so that when they get into the high school setting and they have to take midterms and finals, and they count towards graduation requirements and they count towards colleges that they are applying, that they've already had that experience. So we're trying to give them that basically a freshman year experience in the first 2 years between 7th and 8th grade so that they are successful. Once again, one of the things that we stress is when you're transitioning to Castile High School, we ask that you stretch yourself. We want students to take a minimum of 1 honors class or college and career readiness class to push yourself academically. We want you to come to school every day. If you miss school, you miss out. Parents, you can help us by making sure those students go to bed. Students cannot learn if they do not have a healthy night's sleep. And then again, supervise. As parents, if we make sure that you help build those study skill habits in a quiet area, make sure that we're organized, and we have a class called LCC, which we help our 7th graders understand these concepts, and then we have our students fill out their agenda, and it's a great way for parents and students to check what actually is due. And then reinforce healthy coping skills. So if a student does struggle, we highly encourage you to have them reach out, talk to their teachers, talk to their counselors. What do I need to do to reset? What do I need to do to make sure that I can continue where we need to go? And those are all very important life skills that we want our students to have, and that's why the junior high experience is so important. Our goals for the 2018-2019 school year: we want to have 50% accelerated honors in all core areas, 80% participation in fine arts, CTE, that's career and technical education, and then we want our students to be engaged in school. Research shows that if students are engaged in their school, then they will have a better opportunity to make sure that they feel connected, which then will translate into a higher graduation rate. We want 100% of our incoming students to completing the 5.5 community service hours this year. We call that, they get a pen. We call it our Plavani pen. And that's, we keep track of that. This will help with students when they get into high school or into the high school setting with the Impact Scholarship, which is awarded through our Chandler Education Foundation. So we're setting the foundations, we're setting the routines that are going to make them successful in the high school setting. Less than 10% occurrences of behavior referrals. We have been very blessed with the students that we have at Castile High School. They are some of the kindest individuals I've ever had the chance to work with. RTI implementation in math. If students are struggling, we're going to catch them quickly. We're going to get them on a program called Alex, maybe get them a tutor in class, but we're going to reach out to them and make sure that they are successful. And then social behavioral academic supports for all students, that we have a great counseling department and many people who can help out in those areas. And then finally, again, tying into that idea, we want you to come every day, 95% attendance rate. If you're not at school, you miss out. If you miss school, you miss out. Something to remember in the junior high, it is practice in a lot of ways for high school. We want students to make sure that they're doing their homework, that they're studying for their tests, but if they do struggle, we want to remind families that it's not all about the grades, it's really about the learning. Having a bump in the road is something to expect, and it's a great learning opportunity in the junior high experience, because when you get into high school, attendance, discipline, grades, they all count. And so a bump in the road is great. It helps prepare them for high school. And that experience and that practice of taking those rigorous courses like we talked about earlier is a great time to do it now, because it's not going to impact their GPA, but it will put them on the track to take those AP classes, those dual enrollment classes, which can help benefit families by being able to alleviate and meet some of the early requirements in high school. So we highly encourage you to make sure you're pushing your children academically in the course selection every year. So this is how you can support your child. Encourage them to take a minimum of one honors class, college or career readiness. AP/dual enrollment classes available in the high school. Again, AP tests. If you take the test at the end of the year, you get a certain score depending on the test. That will equate to a college credit that you can then utilize and maybe pass that portion and move on to something that they are more interested in. Dual enrollment, you pay. We have a great partnership with Chandler Gilbert Community College, and so you can actually pay. Our teachers are certified to give that same experience, that same level of rigor, and then if they pass the class, then that's one less class that they would have to take in their college years. Make them come to school every day. We know that they are sick. If they are sick, we obviously don't want to get other students sick, but the more that they're here, the easier it is for them to keep on track. Then make them go to bed. I don't know what it is with today's. I have my daughter and my son. Getting them to go to bed on time is, I know, very challenging, but students can't learn if they are tired. And that sleep, the research shows that if you're sleeping at that time of your brain to relax, to flush out all of the waste materials that your brain creates during the day as you're learning, and so that sleep is very important. Again, supervising your students to make sure they have good study habits, a quiet area. That doesn't mean the TV's on, that doesn't mean headphones are in. Help them make sure that they're organized, checking their agenda daily. And then technology, phone and PC, those are great tools to help research, but maybe if their phone is on and they're texting while they're doing their homework, maybe not the best time to be multitasking. And then finally, reinforce those healthy coping skills. If you need help with that, our counseling department will be more than happy to help you out. We have a program called Colt Connection where we put out information for parents, so be looking for that. Again, we cannot do what we do here at Castile without the support of our parents, our teachers, and of course the students, and we appreciate all the support that you give us. We offer a wide range of programs here at Castile, from honors classes, gifted classes. We have an amazing teacher who helps work with our gifted students on projects. We can have the process to accelerate, for example, through honors social studies and accelerated science. We have a period called Academic Lab. We focus specifically on executive function skills and making sure they learn those social behavioral skills. We're focusing our lessons this year on the 4 C's of 21st century skills: communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and one that I've just forgotten, and that's fine. I usually forget the last one. Finally, we have a conference period in our day. So on periods 1, 3, and on days Monday, Tuesday, Friday, we see periods 1 through 6. And then on Wednesday, Thursday, we see half of our classes. They are twice as long, but that allows our science teachers to do labs, our math teachers to dive deeper into a difficult math lesson, or our language arts teachers to dive more deeply into a piece of literature. So on Wednesdays, they're going to see periods 1, 3, and 5. And then on Thursdays, they'll see periods 2, 4, and 6. That starts the 3rd week of school. After everybody's in class, we have people settled, and we've done our 10-day counts for attendance, and we start that then. So on those days where we have block days, we have conference period. That's a great opportunity if your son or daughter are saying they're struggling. They can get a pass from any teacher, and during conference period, it's about 30 minutes long. It's tied into the end of, or the beginning of the end of their first period class. They can go see that teacher and get some extra support, which is great. We have our athletic academies, which students can focus on a specific type of sport that they're interested in. All of our 7th graders take a program called LCC, Life Connections and Careers, and what that does is that allows our students to learn all the important things about how your brain works, how to be organized, how to use your agenda, leadership skills. It's an amazing class, and it really does help promote that idea of a growth mindset that we so value here at Castile. We have a response to intervention team. If we see students struggling, we go out and find them, we see what's working for them, and then we try to figure out what we can do to make sure that they are successful as well. We have a STEM program here. The STEM community program includes computer technologies, engineering, biomedical, entrepreneurship. This year we have started a new program for middle school, which is honors science research. So those students will be focusing on science research of their choice, and hopefully that will equate to many wins in our district science fair and then the state science fair as well. We offer world languages, everything, a wide range of languages, Spanish, sign language, and so Mandarin and German. Honors, AP, and dual enrollment. Again, that we talked about dual enrollment between us and Chandler Gilbert Community College, and then of course our honors program as well. Again, students in 7th and 8th grade can participate in what we call the East Valley Conference. That's all of the junior highs in Chandler, Queen Creek, and Higley, and Newell Barney Junior High School. They need athletic clearance. There is we make sure that every student plays during the games. They have to be eligible. They can't have anything lower than a D. Sports that are offered, we offer everything from volleyball, softball, soccer, cross country, wrestling, track and field, and those sports are offered. Some are not are non-cut, and some of them are you have to actually try out. We have cheer as well. The first season that we are offering girls volleyball, boys baseball, and there's one other one which I will think of in just a minute. And then we encourage, and we highly encourage students to be multi-sport athletes. We want them to try not just one sport. We know sports are very specialized for students, but we do want them to try to be football and baseball, and we want them to be well-rounded athletes. There's a lot of research that shows that students who play multiple sports do better in the classroom. It's a great opportunity. Our coaches get their grades. The team can help out with team studying time, so that's very, very important. We also encourage students to get involved through clubs. We have a club rush that we have those club flyers out for students. We have curriculum night on August 16th from 6 to 8:30, and we'll have their flyers out for those different clubs. Student council is all run by our students. It's a great opportunity. We encourage students to show that courage to make sure that they can try out as well. And then we have many club sponsors here. If we don't have a club that your student's interested, they need to come see me, and we will find a sponsor for them. And then in the high school, obviously lettering is an important part of that piece. I remember my letterman's jacket very well, and have fond memories of the experience of getting that letter for the first time. And then a wide range of college and career readiness clubs which your son or daughter can participate. And I'm still trying to think of that first sport, that first sport. But Mr. Tanner, if you look on our website, we'll have all of the first sports seasons, volleyball and baseball, and there is one more, flag football. Flag football is that last sport. And so, again, a great opportunity for your kids to get involved. And then finally, we believe in the Colt way. We live in a very exciting time with technology and cultural advances that happen on a daily basis, but we cannot forget the little things that truly make a difference in the world. Those little things are respect and accountability we show and act on each day. The Colt way is living life to the fullest by not only embracing and leading the world, but by taking the time to remember and act on those little things in life that can enrich others' lives 100 times more powerfully than any computer or technology or device can. Right here, right now, together we can create the greatest memories of our lives and for others. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch our presentation for our new junior high school meeting, new parent meeting. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We've got an amazing office staff that will be able to answer any questions. And with that, I'll just end by saying go Colts.